clay ground, a milder climate, and fast-flowing rivers and streams, creating conditions conducive to winter rice, sugarcane, tobacco, and potatoes. To the east is the delta, flat, swampy, and humid, its often submerged soil used to produce spring rice and jute in the midst of jungle and mangrove swamps. On its descent, the Hooghly is reunited with the waters of the Jalangi and the Mathabhanga, lesser branches of the Ganges, and joined by the Damodar, the Roopnarayan, the Haldi, and the Rasulpur, all tributaries emerging from the Chota Nagpur plateau to enter the river on its right. These contributions compensate for the Hooghly's loss of fresh water to the innumerable creeks and channels which branch off it into the Sundarbans, as well as its discharge of fresh water into the sea. As the most fertile area of the ancient delta, the Hooghly basin was inhabited the earliest and became the most densely populated. Archaeological evidence confirms that rice-cultivating communities were present more than 3,000 years ago. By the 11th century BC, they were living in carefully ordered settlements and producing pottery. The earliest migrants into Bengal were probably Mongolian peoples from Burma and the Himalayas. In the 5th century BC, they were joined by Indo-Aryans from the north and west, who brought with them their sacred Sanskrit texts and hierarchical Brahmanical society. The first large-scale government in northeast India, with its capital at Magadh in present-day Bihar, was established by the Mauryans in circa 320 BC. The Hooghly basin was incorporated into the Mauryan Empire, which, under its third ruler, Ashoka, embraced the doctrines of the Buddha. While Buddhism claimed official patronage, however, it was Brahmanism that carried popular appeal in the territories adjacent to the Hooghly. Brahmins arriving from the Indian plains introduced new and successful methods of farming, encouraging the development of a productive but socially stratified agrarian order. After the collapse of Mauryan rule, a growing number of local rulers adopted and promoted Brahmanism, which, by the time of the Sena dynasty, circa AD 1097 to 1223, was entrenched as state culture and faith. Brahmins were responsible for cultivating lands granted by rulers and for governing peasant society. Alongside agriculture, commerce thrived. Near the meeting point of the Roopnarayan and Hooghly, Tamralipti, on the site of present-day Tamluk, was a busy trading port dating at least to the Mauryan period. Merchants from China, Southeast Asia, Ceylon, Western India, and the Near East, including Alexandria, were attracted by its wares. Environmental historians suggest that trade across the eastern Indian Ocean in rice, spices, salt, cloth, slaves, and other commodities increased in volume from the 9th to the 12th centuries before changes in average temperatures and monsoon winds forced it into decline. The Hooghly basin was an integral part of this trade. Satgaon on the Saraswati, a distributary of the Hooghly, which broke off from it at Tribeni, succeeded Tamralipti as the basin's main port. The lives of the Hooghly basin's population were lived along a river of great sacred and temporal significance. In South Asia, the veneration of rivers as manifestations of the divine dates at least to the Indus Valley civilization, circa 3300 to 1300 BC. In the Rig Veda, the belief was put down in word. The rivers of northwest India were denoted mother rivers, and stories of their descent from heaven to earth were recounted. This Vedic myth of descent was repeated in various forms in subsequent Hindu epics.